Whole-face gets husband killed. Oh, wow. Oh. What would you do if you were a father of 4 and found out your kids were about to become orphans because your wife couldn't keep her legs closed? There's nothing you can do about it. And the worst part of all, he was broke and she only knew him for 4 months. Pause. Smash that like button. It costs you nothing and it definitely helps this channel grow. If you like this content, if you like men's content, please go ahead and hit that like button. It helps a lot. And also, please leave a comment. It really helps and I love interacting with you guys. Back with regular programming. The husband never saw it coming, but if you watch to the end, brothers, you guys will be prepared. And the 4% of women that watch this channel would think twice. Because this shit almost happened to me with the Keisha I was going to marry when I was still a simp taking relationship advice from black women like an idiot. And at the end of this video, black men, I'm going to tell you how I escaped with my life while my Keisha's choice got her sent to the upper room.
In this cell phone video, you can see a man in a green shirt hiding by an electrical box in Little Italy.
That's the killer.
Right before the sound of multiple gunshots ring out.
He's 26 years old.
1 month ago today that this happened, the manhunt was on for a gunman who had opened fire on a couple sitting in their car outside the downtown courthouse, killing both of them.
The gunman, identified as 26-year-old Christopher Farrell, had worked as a security guard contracted by MTS until a month ago.
That detail is extremely important.
CBS 8's David Gottfredson joins us live from the downtown courthouse with details of court records that point to a love triangle as the motive for the murders.
I hate when women say love triangles. This was not a love triangle. A love triangle when it's a single woman and 2 single men competing for that single woman. What happened to this guy was not a love triangle.
Good evening, David.
A husband and wife who lived in the Memorial neighborhood.
Hold up, just check out the house that he had her living in. This is a father of 4, and he had her in this nice little house, living a nice little life. And when I say that the other dude was broke, you have no idea just how broke he is. But we're going to see his living situation in a moment. And one thing to keep in mind is that she was telling people that he lived in an apartment. That was a lie.
Both had filed restraining orders against him last month after Farrell allegedly had a brief affair with the wife, who is also a mother of 4.
Something they're not going to tell you in this story is that when they say that he had a brief affair, it makes it seem like he went after a married woman. The truth is she went after him. She's like 31 and he's 26. This dude is down bad. I believe he's probably on the spectrum or some kind of other social disorder. And this dude thought that she was single. He had the foresight to ask if she was seeing anyone, and she told him no. And that's a very important part of why he was so angry.
The married couple, 39-year-old Jose Medina and 31-year-old Rachael Martinez, were gunned down inside their Toyota Camry, allegedly by Farrell.
One thing I want you to pay attention to, I'm glad that they covered up the deceased. They're in those tarps. You can see those 2 tarps. But I want you to look at how they are sprawled out, right? They are both trying to get far away and escape the exits before they lost the energy to move. But here's the crazy thing. Usually when it's a man and his girlfriend killed together in some accident, you'll usually find the bodies of the deceased with the man covering the woman or trying to protect her or trying to save her life. But you can see how done this marriage was. This guy's final moments, he was trying to desperately get away from her and save his own life. He wanted to live for himself.
As they arrived by the downtown courthouse to appear for that restraining order hearing.
We now know that the suspect reloaded his semi-automatic handgun as he ran toward Little Italy, where he was spotted by a bystander who flagged down Harbor police officers.
One woman's lies are about to affect people that had nothing to do with the situation.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
The video released by Harbor Police, which also includes witness cell phone video, shows the 26-year-old gunman Christopher Farrell hiding behind an electrical box near Kettner and Juniper. From another vantage point, the video shows Farrell pointing his gun at officers seconds before shots ring out.
He was big too.
Please, let me see your hands.
Drop your hands! Leading up to the shooting, body cam video shows Harbor police officers trying to convince Farrell to surrender.
It's wild that they say he was only 26. Dude has the build of a 54-year-old man. Oh.
Officer Patrick Lynch, who had been with Harbor Police for 2 months and was
only there for 2 months. How sad.
Going through field training at the time, was struck.
Now, spoiler alert, the police officer survives. So that's one good thing about this story.
Farrell, an ex-security guard, was struck as well. He was also taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead.
Yeah, the guy, the other man, is dead too. They're all dead. The wife died. The cheating wife died. The poor cuckold husband was killed. He didn't even see it coming.
His semi-automatic handgun was later recovered, along with knives and 3 magazines clipped to his pants pocket.
Now, I want y'all to take a moment. This dude was about 39, the victim, almost 40. Okay, he's in the prime of his earning career. He's going to work probably 40 to 60 hours a week because he has 4 kids he needs to take care of. But what I want to point out is you're basically in your early 40s. You're working as hard as you can. You're family planning, trying to provide for your wife, for your kids, for yourself. You got health issues. And because your wife decided to have a hoe phase, you got a lunatic coming at you with knives and guns, preparing and spending all his time training to delete you because he doesn't even have a job anymore. He spends all of his hours plotting and scheming and planning to take your life. And women often say that the men are supposed to protect women. How about women stop inviting chaos and death into their life?
I'm with Channel 8. San Diego police officers were still on the scene Thursday on Tonawanda Drive in Paradise Hills, where neighbors tell me Farrell lived in this trailer for the past few months.
He lives in a trailer under the house. That reminds me of SpongeBob. He lives in a pineapple under the sea. He lives in a trailer under the house. The husband had an actual house for her. She threw that all away for a broke bum in a trailer under somebody's house. And I point this out to make it clear, men, that when she cheats on you, she will always choose a guy worse than you. You will always, as O'Shea says, and I agree with him, you will always find out that you have greatly overpaid for her. You have greatly overinvested for her. Her true level is a bum that doesn't have anything.
Tell me Farrell lived in this trailer for the past few months. The trailer was the scene of an alleged sexual assault in September involving the wife, Rachael Martinez.
Now, this sexual assault is what set this whole murder plot in motion, in my opinion. And I say sexual assault in quotes because I know this is controversial, but this is a men being happy channel. This is a men's PR channel, and this is a men's truth channel. I believe the sexual assault was not real. I believe she lied for the sexual assault.
Past few months, the trailer was the scene of an alleged sexual assault in September involving the wife, Rachael Martinez. In her restraining order application, Martinez alleged Farrell handcuffed her and made her perform oral sex on him inside the trailer.
Translation: I'm a special princess, and I thought that my dumb, stinky husband wouldn't realize my tacos were getting pushed in by my trailer park prince. To save my own butt, I told a little white lie. That got him arrested and made his family cry. Sure, it's regrettable, but a prince should be willing to suffer in a dungeon for a princess like me.
Now, the news isn't going to report this, but I did a lot of deep diving into what was going on. And allegedly, the husband found out, and she fed this husband, in my opinion, an all-you-can-eat buffet of lies. She told the husband, who was a fool if he ever believed this nonsense, which I think he did, which was one of his biggest mistakes, that she tried to break it off. You want to know how the cheating wife tried to break it off? She decided to break it off. Instead of just sending him a text message, my husband found out I'm married, I can't see you anymore, I'm deleting your number, forget me. She decides to go to this guy's house, aka apartment, aka what is really a trailer. She walks in the trailer to tell him in person that she doesn't want to see him anymore. Now, men, does that sound like bullshit to you? No woman has ever visited my house to break up with me because she doesn't want to do anything anymore. The only reason they come to your apartment is to smash, is to get clapped up. Okay? She wanted to get clapped up one more time. That's what I believe. And the way that she describes the supposed assault makes no sense. She says that this 26-year-old, and she's a big woman. She's big, right? This 26-year-old in that small, cramped up RV handcuffed her to something and then forced her on her knees to give him a forced mouth hug. Now, I've watched a lot of prison documentaries when the subject of grape comes up. And grapists, they don't handcuff you to random things and force the victim to give them mouth hugs. Okay? You're going to find physical marks on the victim. Usually what they do is they grab someone from behind. They put a knife to their ear or neck or some other kind of weapon, and they tell them something horrible that I don't want to repeat, that basically is letting them know that there's nothing you can do, and you're just going to have to accept this horrific thing happening to you, or fight back and risk me sending you to the upper room. In this report, she stated that he didn't use a knife, he didn't use a gun, and there were no marks on her body. They found no physical resistance marks at all.
Farrell was fired from his job as an MTS security officer, and his work firearm was taken from him last month following that report of the sexual assault inside the trailer.
I bet you that that job was the only bright spot in his life. And then he found himself one day, he's just at work doing his job. All of a sudden, police barge in, arrest this guy, and accuse him of one of the worst crimes a man can be accused of. This guy's life is ruined, and probably being on the spectrum, this guy is not going to be good at being able to recover and plead his own case. So what this dude was doing is they say that they needed, remember that restraining order? Well, this dude, the killer, the 26-year-old simp, he was reaching out to both the husband and the wife, trying to get her to recant what she said about him. And I know a lot of you say, well, he probably did it. Well, let's see what the police found.
A police report was taken. Farrell was arrested on October 4th, according to jail records. But police say because of insufficient evidence, criminal charges were never filed.
Insufficient evidence. They found no marks, no bruises, nothing. And that tiny little trailer, are you telling me that people wouldn't be able to hear some sort of domestic abuse situation going on inside the trailer? Let's talk about how loud this guy was. Let's see if he was known for making a ruckus.
Did you ever have any problems with him?
No.
Police there or anything?
No, not at all. He just kept to himself, parked his car right across from his trailer, and then walked in his trailer and never heard a peep from him.
This story is the biggest L of my life, and I was never going to tell it. But now that I'm a bit of an older man, I'm less afraid of the shame and more concerned with warning the next generation of young men to not end up like this. I had been going to college in a different state and I had almost failed out. So I had come back to where I was living at the time, my home state. I came back home, started going to a community college and getting my life in order. And it was at this time that I reunited with a Keisha that I had known growing up, only now we were both grown. I was bodybuilding at the time, so I had my little glow up. I was starting to look good, and we started to connect. She was a skinny little thing, about 130 pounds, very beautiful in the face, had absolutely no ass whatsoever. But I didn't care because she was one of the few black women that wasn't ratchet, wasn't ghetto, and didn't use the N-word. And we were dating each other for about 2 years. Now, she was in a different state going to college, and I was blue-pilled and listening to advice from black women about not to be possessive and jealous and all those stupid lies they tell you so you let your guard down. She was down in Florida, in Miami, right? Coming back from college. And I hadn't seen her in a couple of months, but that was perfectly fine because I was just training to try to become a pharmacist. I was hoping that I could become a pharmacist. That way I would be able to be, like a patriarch like my dad, so I could kind of take care of both me and her. We could go ahead and get married, have kids, and live a nice little life. That's what I thought was going to happen. Well, she didn't tell me anything. She was sending me photos the entire time so I could see her, which is very important. I mean, some of these photos were definitely not safe for work. So I really thought there was nothing going wrong with her body, right? And why do I say it like that? You're about to see. When she showed up, the look on my face was stunned. I tell you not, black men, this Keisha showed up 9 months fucking pregnant. Let me say that again. She showed up 9 months pregnant. And I remember our smashing history. And there was no way that I was fucking her at the time that she became pregnant. Not only that, but I always was obsessed with using condoms. And I never shot up the club because I did not want to fall into that stereotype. And I was so shocked because just the day before, she was sending me photos where she absolutely did not look 9 months pregnant. When I saw the reveal, man, I had a look of horror on my face that I have not produced since. I have been robbed, I have been stabbed, I have been jumped, but never in my life did I make a face of absolute horror like I did seeing this woman who I loved and thought I was going to marry 9 months pregnant with another man's kid. I didn't even say anything. All I did was put my hands up like this with the face of inconceivable sadness and disgust and just done with life. And I just backed away and walked out. She didn't even bother to chase me because she knew from my reaction to my face that there was nothing she could possibly say that was going to fix this situation. I walked back. I felt cold as ice and I deleted her off my Facebook. I deleted her number. I deleted her off of everything and I walked away. So anyway, I was heartbroken. I was beyond depressed and sad. And the first couple of days just felt like ice. I felt numb. Those days passed by in a flash because it felt like I was barely there and it was hard to function at my multiple jobs or pay any attention to school. And now I know what you're saying, but that situation doesn't sound like what happened to homie. Hold up, let me cook. Well, I'm about to get to the deadly part. Anyway, several years later, I'm walking downtown in my city and I run into one of her friends and she recognizes me and we start talking. And of course, I felt a little awkward because I didn't want anybody to know what happened. But since she didn't know any of my friends, I thought it was okay to talk with her. And here's what she told me. She told me that my ex was dead, which was a huge shocker on my face. And she's like, she wanted to tell me exactly what happened. So of course, I'm like, dead? What? She was younger than me. What happened to her? Well, apparently this is what happened. Now, when she cheated on me with the guy, this is what I thought. I thought she had found a better man. Some taller guy, buffer guy, probably had a nice car. Turns out the guy she cheated on me with didn't even go to college. In fact, he didn't even have a job. He was literally a street ninja, a pookie, a bum who didn't even have his own fucking car. Dude made money by selling drugs. And that's the fucking loser she decided to cheat on me with. This lady was telling me that when I was sending her money for her phone, for food, for little gifts and little bills, because remember, I was preparing to marry this woman, I found out that when I was sending her money, not only was she laughing at me, but she was sending that money to this fucking loser pokey. When I was sending her money to eat, they both were eating off my fucking money. And this dude probably thought that was a flex, but buddy, how pathetic do you have to be to feel happy that another man who is also sleeping with the woman you're sleeping with is giving that woman money that you're using to eat because you're too much of a bum to get a job? She decided to try to make it work with the other guy. And that's what you'll see, man. If they got another man, if that dude who died in this video, the husband, if he had just, once he heard she was cheating on him, if he had just left her alone, she would have never accused that other guy of the grape, which I don't believe even happened. Because once they only got one option, they just invest in that one option they got left. They're only trying to throw one of you under the bus if they think both of you are still trying to go after them. So anyway, she started going with this guy, right? And here's the thing. The second I was out of the picture, that relationship was no longer fun anymore because I was no longer sending her any money. Now she was spending all her time on this dude, and I guess she started to point out all of his flaws, like how he doesn't have a job and how he's an asshole and how he puts hands on her. That's another thing. I found out that homie was putting hands and feet on this woman all the time, including during the pregnancy. So here's what happens, right? She had just given birth to the child. And after that, that's when that relationship apparently was at its worst. Pookies do not like to take responsibility. He wants nothing to do with the child. So she's trying to make him take care of the kid. They were driving reckless. He was driving reckless. And they got in a car accident. And it was a pretty bad car accident. Now, Pookie walked away scot-free. But she went to the hospital. And it was a combination of just giving birth a few weeks prior and this car accident that for whatever reason, after they sent her home saying she was okay, they say that she woke up. And I'm not going to really describe this scene, but basically one of the sutures reopened or something like that. And basically she died. She's no longer with us. And the saddest thing is after she died, this guy did not stick around. He left. He left the kid to be taken care of by her mom. Anyway, guys, moral of the story, is if your woman cheats on you, she is letting evil in. She's letting another man into your life that could destroy your life. If I had tried to keep that Keisha that cheated on me and I was going back and forth with her pookie drug dealer crash out, I could have easily been killed. Could care less. Look, if he's willing to beat on a pregnant woman that's holding his child, he will have no disregard for my life whatsoever. And I could have ended up like this poor husband who's now deceased. If your woman cheats on you, leave. You can always find another woman. That guy died. He was trying to crawl away from her. He was trying to save his own life. Don't get gaslit into feeling that you got to stick around for the kids. He tried to stick around for the kids, and now both his kids are orphans. It doesn't matter. You got to save yourself. Anyway, guys, in my next video, I'm probably going to drop a video about why Trump won and why Camilla lost. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a good video, if I should drop it. Anyway, guys, thanks for rocking with me. And remember, you are not invincible. Your strength has limits. And if you want to be happy, you have to choose wisely.